Welcome everyone to my channel. I'm really happy to be here and I wanted to do a video to introduce myself. I'm Phil Araujo. I spent the last 20 years working in tech, in startups and big corporations. At the beginning of all this, what I wanted to do is read, a script that I've prepared in the last week for this video, but I wanted something more natural and more authentic, so this is why I'm just speaking to you directly on camera. What I want to achieve with everything that I'm doing is helping 1,000 people to build something that actually works, to build a life that they want to build with their business and without getting lost. And the reason why is because I've been there, I saw the way, I work with amazing people, I helped amazing people, and I know that right now I have the skills to be able to help the people around me. And here is how I got there. If you look at what happened into my life, I was born from immigrants' parents from Portugal. They moved to France before I was born. I was born in France, educated in France, and my family was a family of builders. My grandparents were farmers, my father was a construction worker, my mom was a cleaner, and I was born with the ethic of working and the honor of working into my blood. I remember my dad saying to me when I was helping him in the back of the house, it's good that I want to think about stuff, but it's also important that I do the job that needs to be done right now. And there is two types of intelligence. There is book smart and life smart, and that most of the time, life smart will go further than anything else that you can learn in books. And so it was right, there was always this tension between overthinking on one side and doing the thing. I have always a concept since I was a kid of seeing the life as a game, and the game was to get as much information as possible. I was raised with stories, that you see in animes, whether it was Sensei or Dragon Ball. I was playing a lot of video games like Zelda or Secret of Mana, where were RPG where you were playing a hero and suddenly trying to save the world. And I was also raised with computer because I started to build them and touch them since I was 11. At the same time, school was easy. I was passing by. I think I had some facilities around school. Even if I was not in amazing school, it was quite easy for me. I was always interested in the different subjects, especially in science. And so the gaming was exactly the same thing. I was capable to immerse completely myself into the thing that I was doing, seeing how things work and be capable to take out the most out of it. Now, the fact that I was taking that as games, for me, it was like, how can I level up through life to get what I want? And the thing is that I had always this battle with my family because I was always saying, I'm going to do something differently in the future. And they were always telling me, oh, you will see when you grow up. And so the thing that happened is that when it was time to choose for university, I chose like the more logical step, which is I wanted to go into tech. Unfortunately, my family didn't have any money, so I didn't do the engineering school I was thinking. Instead of it, I took a 2-year diploma where you learn code for like 40 hours per week. At the same time, in the first year, I lost the person that counted the most for me. And this really broke me because the year after, I was basically partying, drinking. I was passing through life, but I didn't care really much about university, to be honest. I passed by because I had great friends that were capable to support me at that time. One year, we went to Canada with school and I discovered like a big campus in Quebec, and I was like, I want to come here, I want to see what it is. I was looking for an escape from what happened to me. And when I reached Canada, I did an MBA there. I discovered a new life. I discovered different living, a different culture, different food, different type of people. And at the same time, it was also where in 2008 there was a financial crisis, so impossible to come back to Europe. So we stayed there because we lived in kind of a bubble. I rediscovered like the fun I had in life. Even when I was a kid, I was always smiling, but after a big event that happened, I kind of lost it. And for me, having fun was so important because the question I asked myself after that loss, is it really what we aim to be there for? I saw my parents working and respecting the rules all the time and not getting anything from it. All the dreams that they have were shattered. And so at the end of the day, what were we doing here? And so the decision I took was basically taking a revenge on life. It was like, how far can I go? How much can I do? Like, what can I reach? Even if I didn't have money, even if I didn't do big school, how much can I prove everybody wrong? How far can I go? And so my goal was to work in those big companies. And so I started to work as a consultant because it was the best path to reach that. I was looking always at how I can bend the rules, how I can go as fast as possible. But even if I was working as a consultant, I was still an entrepreneur. And so in my 6 years that I worked at Fujitsu, I developed my own offers. I won like multi-million contracts. And during that time, I was discovering at the same time the startup that were growing in the Silicon Valley. And there was this entrepreneurship in me that I want to build something. I want to have my own thing. And this is what I tried to do through all my career. And so one day I joined a Lean Startup Bootcamp. And Lean Startup Bootcamp was basically you learn to build a company in like 2 days. And what we tried to build was called Foodie Zero. And this was my first attempt at building a startup. It failed because, to be honest, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about distribution. I didn't know anything about selling. I didn't know anything about having a network or having the money to back everything up. And so it's completely my fault when you look into it to be like so naive to think that I couldn't make it just because I wanted it. And so after a few years, I moved back to to Europe. I choose London because I choose the biggest city where there was the most money for startups. And I worked in a company that was growing in IoT. I managed a lot of team. I launched new products. On paper, I was doing great. But again, I still wanted to build my company. And so I tried again to build something. Unfortunately, it failed again. It failed again because I was missing other things. I was missing a real idea, something that I was passionate about, something that I deeply cared. And so I continued working with different companies. In 2020, I became a CPO, which was for me the biggest achievement because I was at the top of a company deciding on a product. Unfortunately, COVID hit and I lost my job. I moved to Barcelona to reset, but I had to face the hard truth while I was there. I felt that I never belonged at the top of a company because I was not coming from that world. And so this is where I realized that I was playing the wrong game. I was trying to bend rules that was not of the right game. There was other games that are, but I didn't know any of them. And so how can you bend rules? How can you play a game that you don't understand? And so the higher I climbed, the clearer it got. Connections move faster than credentials. Distribution move always faster than just the product. You can be the best person in the world. If nobody knows about it, it doesn't matter. And so I've developed my skills and I was capable to do a lot of things. But unfortunately, I didn't have a connection. I didn't have a network. I didn't have the right distribution channel. And so I had to learn a lot of it. But at the same time, a friend of mine pushed me to be on my own, to say like, you help everybody else, why you don't help yourself? And so in that year, I went solo. I built my own company. I started contracting. And suddenly, like, a lot of things happened. I started teaching, doubled my salary. I worked from Spain, France, the US, Italy, Portugal. I worked in more places in 5 years than in all my careers before. And so I saw it clearly. It wasn't about skill. It was about branding. And so I wasn't chasing anymore. I was building the right thing. And so I realized something. Maybe the best thing I could do was helping people, visionary, that wanted to build something. I could bring them the skill they didn't have. And I could help people leverage digital tools and tech tools and processes, put in place what is needed to have a business that is sustainable and to build a life that is sustainable. I still love games. And for me, it's like having the right equipment to beat the boss. And at the same time, having fun by doing that. Because obviously you can chase money. You can do a lot of things around that. You can say you want to earn 10, 20, 30K per month. But at the end of the day, money should be a byproduct about what you're doing. You should still be interested in what you do. And this is what I aim for. This is why I work from home. I work the way I want. One of the things that I have is my tech, my station, my lights. I love it. It's something that I built for myself. Because when I'm looking into it, in what I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to always look at the experience that I'm doing. My goal is not to just give strategy. My goal is not to say like, yes, there is a silver bullet. Because there is no silver bullet. Because everybody is different. And one of the strengths that I have is to be capable to adapt. Is to be capable to think about everything that I learn can be used for the days I'm trying to solve. Don't get me wrong. I still want to be a hero. I still want to beat the game. And that's why I care about iteration. Getting out of the building, doing what doesn't scale, talking to people, understanding their problem. I'm so animated by that. And I want to continue to do that. And at the same time, I'm sick about everything that I'm reading online. About the fact that I don't have the right morning routine. About the fact that I'm not using the right tool that help me to be productive. About the fact that I'm not reading the 30 books that I should read. About the fact that I don't have enough sleep or I don't take the right pills. About the fact that I don't do the right training. The problem is that we are ingrained, and I hated that I have to rewire myself from rules that doesn't impact us really. Because in reality, all our life is different. And what I'm aiming for is for a life that I own and for a life that I care for the people that are around me and for myself. Because the truth isn't the theory, it's in the doing. And that's what I build with others that are ready. And so if you're good at what you do, but your business doesn't reflect it, if you're a visionary that is looking for someone to help them reach that vision, if you're building something real, but it's stuck, messy, or scattered, you're not alone. I help people like you. People who never got shown the overall, who don't need more words, who don't need more noise, just a wave at work. I'll help you spot what's missing, put the right tools in place, just a wave, get things moving. It's always the same thing. It's the right strategy, the right process at the right time. So you're going to see a lot of content that I hope will help you.